Hey guys, today I'm here to talk about the second Harry Potter movie. Now, you may ask, if I'm going to review the Harry Potter movies, why don't you start from the first one? Well, because in Korea, I live in Korea, by the way. The Harry Potter movie, starting from Harry Potter 1, has been re-released into 4D. Not with the 3D glasses, just the moving chair and the particles and the water sprayed into your face, and stuff like snow falling, like actual like white stuff falling when it's snowing in the movie. Yeah, so they've been re-releasing these movies, and it's been a few months since they released the Sorcerer's Stone, which I also watched in 4DX. I guess I'll talk about that once I rewatch it because it's been a long time since I watched that movie. But I wanted to talk about The Chamber of Secrets because I haven't watched this movie since I was a child when it first came out, and I got it on DVD. And I rewatched it as an adult, and I gotta say, it's quite fun. Now, the second Harry Potter movie, first of all, I like to say that it doesn't really waste time in setting up Harry's story. That is, the whole sequence starting from Harry in the Dursleys to when he gets the Burrow is very short. In fact, it's very skipped along the lines. And I like that about the second movie because I felt that in the first movie they did take a lot of time to try and set up this universe, and there is a lot of setting up universes in here. But what I appreciated, like setting up universes as in like classes in Hogwarts, but what I appreciated is every scene seemed to have an element that tied back in to the rest of the story, and perhaps this is not to the credit of the filmmakers, sorry about that, but more to the credit of J.K. Rowling, who wrote the story original book. For example, we get a scene in where the students are all learning about mandrakes and herbology. Is that what it's called? I forgot. The thing is, many people might just think this scene is for comedic moments, but I believe the mandrakes are used again later in the year as a cure for petrification. Yeah, stuff like that. And I thought that this movie was well paced, considering it's like over 2 hours. It's very, very long. It's like 2.5 hours. Another thing that I thought was pretty interesting is there is a mystery, and if you've never stepped into the Harry Potter universe, this is like your first time watching a Harry Potter movie, and you haven't read the books, then it could be there's an intriguing mystery there in between the stories, especially when it comes to who opened the Chamber of Secrets, and I thought it was handled pretty well for us to suspect. The film elements of the story kind of lead us to expect that this person is the villain, when there are slight other clues to suggest otherwise. And going into spoilers, Hagrid is kind of framed to be the villain of the Chamber of Secrets, the one who opened the Chamber of Secrets 50 years ago, and this in the current day. And we have these flashbacks. Of course, that's just the first clue to kind of prove that Hagrid is guilty. But we also get this scene where Harry is in Dumbledore's office because he saw the petrification, and he's been sent away to Dumbledore. And Hagrid jumps in his Dumbledore's office, and he's like, "I can testify. Harry's not guilty." Stuff like this. I think it can go, now that I think about it, it can go both ways, because if Hagrid opened the Chamber of Secrets and he liked Harry, he would try to save him. But if he opened the Chamber of Secrets, would he have tried to help Harry? No, I don't think so. So these small moments, and this moment isn't really touched upon again. Hagrid just gets ushered out of his office, and we don't see the ensuing conversation between Hagrid and Dumbledore. Stuff like this was pretty interesting. It brought up the intrigue of the entire plot. And again, credit to J.K. Rowling because she wrote the entire book. A few moments that I liked. I thought the spider scene, Aragog's lair, still holds up to this day. Some of the effects, the effects for magic sometimes doesn't hold up. It's a little, yeah, you know, it's old. I thought Aragog's lair, and when what's his name, Gilderoy Lockhart removes the bone out of Harry's arm, that was a cool effect. Speaking of Gilderoy Lockhart, I thought he was also very well acted in this movie. Alright, other than that, something I was kind of troubled about is that Harry figures out the riddle a little bit too all by himself and easily. I wished there would have been more moments where Ron got to actually be a part of the investigation and make some of these conclusions that Harry couldn't, and be an actually really good sidekick. Because in this movie especially, Ron seemed to be more of a burden to Harry because Harry seems to be doing all the heavy lifting. The first movie showcases Ron's ability to sacrifice himself very well. The second movie, I really don't see anything that Ron did in this movie, except be funny. And that's quite disappointing. Other than that, I thought this movie was pretty good. Yeah, I know a lot of people don't like this movie. Maybe because they're child actors, and I don't know. But this is kind of the point where the movie gets a little darker. A lot of people think the movie gets darker, Prisoner of Azkaban. We actually get a lot of dark moments in Chamber of Secrets. Stuff that was like, oh, that's in a children's film, or ooh, that's in a Harry Potter film. These moments such as the black blood, ink blood, gushing out of the diary when Harry stabs it with the basilisk fang. Moments like this that are very disturbing or dark exist in this movie, and it comes to fruition in Prisoner of Azkaban. I'd like to talk about my thoughts on all the other Harry Potter movies. I'll have to rewatch them all because I don't really remember what happens, or like the cinematography, because I never really paid attention to those when I was a kid. And seeing them as an adult is actually very refreshing. You can actually see that there's an actual movie in there, the actual craft of a movie in there, and I find it to be a pleasant experience. So anyways, thanks for listening about my thoughts on Chamber of Secrets.